Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. What is the Monday painting video? What's it all about? Well, the Monday painting video is essentially a pile of shame painting video, but the model or models in question are voted on by you guys, my viewers, from last week's Weekly Wednesday. In that video, I'll show you a host of models and you guys vote on what you want me to paint for Monday's painting video. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. Let's see you in a minute. Right, so you will see from the thumbnail, the World Eaters 8 bound won the vote with 2 votes, which is nice because codex just dropped for them this weekend just gone, so that's absolutely fantastic. So one thing I want to note first of all is that weapon actually broke off. This has happened a long time ago, so I was going to snip it down, but then I see it's got like a little bit chain hanging off there, and I said, you know what, if I snip that it's going to look weird, so I'm going to leave that and just make it look like he's got a little stick in his hand, the chain wrapped around his fist. The first colour I'm going to go for now is the lead belcher. What I'm going to do with this, very, very straightforward. I'm just going to slap it on all the weapons. Across the chain and the armour. I've watered that down far too much. Get all of the armour, just keep it, not the skin, I don't want to get the skin. All of this armour panels to give a nice silver undertone when I start adding the next colour. I'm not going to do all this on camera because it'd be silly for you to sit and watch me just paint silver. So have to be careful because there's skulls on top of the top there, which I don't want to get, the horns, but I want to get the chains and everything else. So I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of that. Right, so now I'm going to come in with corn red. Let's get this colour locked in so it's ready to go. And what I'm going to do with corn red, it's very, very easy, very simple. I'm going to just brush it across all the silver armour panels. Not the weapon, just brush it all onto the armour itself. This is going to give me a nice metallic-y look on the armour. Now corn red's a lovely colour because it'll go on, and as it dulls down it sort of just dirties itself down, but with the silver underneath it'll give it a nice metallic look. This is the quickest, easiest way to get your berserkers and your 8 bound and everyone else on the table. I say on the table, but realistically a lot of us will play models that are not finished yet, or have only just been started. The backpack. Again, I'm not going to do all of this on camera, I'm just going to do a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be relying on the black undercoat, the silver on top of that, and then this red to really make this model pop. And I think he looks very cool already. Very, very cool. I've only just started. So what I'm going to do, like that bit there, like the foot, I need to go over that and just make sure I get all of that properly. Now with that leg, that's how I want it to look. Okay, so you got bits of black coming through, you got the silver, you got bits of red, so it makes it look like really Battle 1 armour. So I'm going to crack on with the other 2 now. Now I'm going to come in with some Cadian flesh tone. Now normally I'd come with Bugman's glow and then flesh tone, I'm going to come in with this first. I want the skin to be very, very light. So I'm going to come in and give it a quick once over. One thing I've got to, and I did myself on these butcher's nails. I think I forgot to do butcher's nails on the other guys, so it's going to come in and do that afterwards. This arm is the centerpiece of the model, I think, because of the big muscles bulging out. And I think when it's gone to the next stage, it's really going to pop really well. And not only that, even if I just left it like this and didn't take it past the next stage, this is really going to contrast the rest of the model, especially the red. The face might need another one, so I think just to tidy up a bit more. It's got the dirty look that I want. I do want it to like stand out, pop off a little bit more than it is. So I'm going to do the skin on the other two guys now. Right, so next I'm going to come in with Retributor armor. Let's get the basic stuff out all the way first. And what I'm going to do with this Retributor armor, looking quite tasty, is I'm just going to come in and get the trims. He has a corn symbol on his shoulder, but I'm going to get the trim first. And when you, especially with bodies, when you start doing the gold trim, it looks a bit weird, especially if you've done it for the first time. But as soon as you finish it and look back at it, you go, oh wow, it does really pop off. But what I want to achieve with this Retributor armor is I want the silver coming through, but also the gold, bits of the corn red, so it doesn't look like it's brand new, looks like it's chipped and it's damaged, but you get the general idea of that there was trim there originally at one point. So even like things like the symbol on the stump, on his belt buckle here, it's got trim like there, some here, give it a little bit of trim around here. So I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. So next I'm going to come with some Scream Skull. Again, this is another very, very simple step. And look, is there any skulls on the body? There's a skull up here. So I'm going to come in and give that a gentle once over. And he has horns and stuff sticking out of him here, so I'm going to get that as well. He actually has a couple of horns hanging, a couple of skulls hanging at the bottom of him here. Get those as well whilst I'm here. So I'm going to go off camera and finish those off. Right, so now I'm going to come in with some white scars. This is going to serve two purposes. The first thing is they have all these teeth along the back of their armour and in front of their armour. So I'm going to give it the first thin coat of white scars. to make it really pop off. Now of course that's going to dull down because it's a layer paint, but I'm going to give it a second coat and make it pop again. The other thing we do with the white scars is just give the skulls a quick once over, just to make them pop up even more. The one down the bottom here I'm not too panicked about. I'll make it stand out but not that much. It's the likes of this that I want it to really pop on the back of, on the, you know, above their heads and stuff. And he has the spikes. I'm going to give the spikes a quick once over. I'll flip this side. Very, very simple so far, and everything's popping really nicely. Now what I'm going to do, I haven't put no more paint on the brush. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to dry brush his mouth. That didn't quite work out. I wanted to try and get his teeth. But anyway, it's a layer paint, so we'll let it dull down. If I have to come back in with the skin, I'll just come back in and do that. I'm going to crack on and do the rest. Right, so next I'm going to come in with some Rhinoxide. Again, this is a very, very simple step. They don't have any pouches, but what they do have is leather strappings along their axis. I'm just going to give that quick once over. I think they'll have it across the axis. I'm going to go through the other two. Right, so for all intensive purposes, these guys are battle ready. What does that mean for anyone that's new? I can put them on the table and away they go. But what I'm going to do now is take them beyond battle ready standard. Now, for everyone that's new, that means it could be a wash, could be contrast paint, could be technical paint, could be dry paint, could be a layer paint, could be edge highlighting, wet blending, dry brushing. There's literally so many different things you can do. Now I'm quite happy with the skin the way it is, to be honest with you. I am really happy with the skin. My first go-to, I was going to go to a Reichland Flesh Shade. Okay, let me see what this looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay, there's a nice little tone on the skin. Or Earth Shade to give me a nice dirty down, that brownie type. The skin's gone all covered in blood and they just don't care and they keep going on. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give one of them a Flesh Shade. I'm going to give one Agrax Earth Shade, and I'm going to have the other one just normal. Okay, so this is the first one with the Flesh Shade, the Reichland Flesh Shade. You get into all the fleshy areas. And go straight into the next one. So we're going to do it, so you'll see the results of both of them together. Right, so this is Agrax Earth Shade now. If you've never used shades before, guys, you know, don't be afraid of them. Because how that looks like, oh look, that's great. It will go into the recesses like there where his port is, and just as it dries in there, it'll just dry darker and it'll look nicer. Right, so I'm going to give it a few minutes and let him dry. Well, one thing I forgot, he's got a Space Marine helmet on his head. I'm going to leave it to dry and then come back for next piece then. I'm actually going to do that Space Marine helmet on his head with McCrag blue. I think, is it this dude? He has a cloth hanging up behind his chains at the front of him, so I'm going to do that with McCrag blue. So does he, so I'm going to do the same thing there. He must have the same as well then. Yeah, so I'm going to do McCrag blue on all of those, okay? This is McCrag blue. It's colour used for painting ultramarines. Right, so now I'm going to go back to the Screaming Skull. Take a little bit of my brush. And I'm just going to run it up and down the leather strapping. Just to give it a nice worn look. And the Screaming Skull is a layer paint, so it will dull itself down. There's no panic on, oh, I put too much, it will dull itself down. This is the Reichland flesh shade, the skin. It's giving it a little, it's nice, still wet as you can see. And this is the Agrex Earth shade. Okay, and here is the normal one with no shade on it. Right, so for all intents and purposes, these guys are done. There's only one more thing for me to do. The last thing to do is blood for the blood god. Have to do this because they are world eaters after all. Those of you who've never used this technical paint before, it's absolutely marvellous. It's a blood. So all it is it looks like blood afterwards. Just slap it on. Don't be shy. Slip on the skin as well. Yeah, the hands are all bloody and they love it. A little bit on the skulls as well, just so that they can look a bit more. Now I know they're still shiny, still wet. But when it dries, it's going to look amazing. So I'm going to crack on with the other ones and do the same thing. Right, so these guys are done. I'm absolutely delighted they're finished. Very easy, very straightforward. When we're on a table like this, the first thing you're going to notice is the white teeth. And then like the blue, and maybe bits of white coming through with bits of red. But I think they're absolutely fantastic. I think the skin on this one, I prefer the skin on this one. I think that's the better skin. You notice I didn't actually go for the eyes. Weren't going to bother doing that. But the armour's come out very, very well. So the dark and then the red, and it looks fantastic. The blood, as you can see, is still wet, but it's going to dry lovely. And we've got the other guy. Rather than give you pretty pictures, I'm going to give you a quick little scan of them. I actually chucked a bit of blood for blood god in his mouth, just to give that a look, see what it looks like. This is the Agrex Earth shade on the skin. It's still not too bad, because I could easily come and give that a dry brush with the Reichland flesh tone again. Just give it a dry brush over the skin. The blue looks amazing on the helmet. I also chucked some blood up on there to make it look like he's just ripped the head off and just shoved it on top. And the last guy, without me knocking the camera, it's my favourite thing that I like doing. Very, very nice. This is the guy that his weapon broke on me. This is the Reichland flesh shade on his skin. Still think it looks okay. Anyway, A massive thank you to all of you who voted. If you vote for something you didn't win this week, don't panic, guys, because everything has to be painted. The plan for the World Eaters is for them to be hitting the table next week at some point. This week is going to be Death Guard on the table. As it's penciled in at the moment, it's Death Guard versus Nids. So it's the first time two of them ever faced. But massive thank you to everyone who voted. As I said, don't panic if you didn't win. If you're new to the channel, seeing this for the first time, I hope this painting video has helped you in some way. Just hit the subscribe button, because it costs you nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube shares this video more and more people, which makes this incredible, amazing community of you guys grow even more. If you want to support the channel even further, there's a join button below. You can click on that and become a member of the channel with various different perks depending on what tier you go into. If you have any thoughts or comments about these models, chuck them below. Even about the new World Eaters Codex, chuck them below, you know, guys, not a problem, because I've only had a little flick for it, and I like what I see in some parts of it. I think the Death Guard one is actually more impressive, to be honest. But there are some interesting stuff with the World Eater ones as well. 20-man Berserker squads, absolutely fantastic. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for voting. Comments below as always. Hit the buttons for me. Until next time, take it easy.